everyone! Happy Canada Day! What a crowd! We're Canadian. We're not going to let a little weather slow us down, are we? You know, I'm pretty confident that we're breaking records here on Parliament Hill, and we should be, because today we're celebrating Canada 150. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral lands of the Algonquin people, and I want to start with a thank you to the hundreds of thousands here on the Hill coming together in our nation's capital. Thank you for being here. And to the millions more in your homes across the country, maybe watching through the screen door while trying not to burn the hot dog buns on the barbecue. Remember, lightly toasted. Or chilling with friends and neighbors in the local park, festooned in red and white. Thank you for celebrating with us today. And to our expat friends and family gathered in far-off places like the Maple Leaf Pub in London or the Big Bite in Hong Kong, thanks for joining us. We love you and miss you right back. And I have no idea what time it is where you are, but cheers. I'd also, of course, like to thank the Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall for being with us today to mark this tremendous celebration. Merci, mes amis. 150 years since Confederation. A nice, round number that's as good a reason to celebrate as any. To throw a massive party and invite the friends and neighbors, to reflect on our past, to cheer on today, and to recommit ourselves to the future. But let's not kid ourselves. Today isn't really our 150th birthday. We're much older than that. Canada and the idea of Canada goes much further back than just 150 years. For thousands of years, in this place, people have met, traded, built, loved, lost, fought, and grieved. They built strong communities. They worked hard to build better lives for their kids and learned to lean on their neighbors. You learn to lean on your neighbors in this place to get through the long, cold winter nights, to thrive in the daunting landscapes that stretch across Turtle Island. Et depuis plusieurs siècles déjà, des familles ont fait la grande traversée à la recherche d'un meilleur avenir pour leurs enfants.
The long crossing in search of a better future for their children, and they chose to build their lives here. And once again, leaning on their neighbors and on those who had preceded them here, made it possible to succeed individually and to build strong communities. So, Canada is certainly older than these 150 years. But let's be honest, Canada is also younger. Many will tell you that our country was only born 100 years ago exactly, when Canadians from all four corners of the country came together for the first time, when they fought side by side and mourned the loss of their own and celebrated a victory together in a faraway place called Vimy. The bravery we displayed that day was to resonate in Dieppe, on Juno Beach, in Kandahar, and many other places.
On the world stage too, through constructive engagement, from this crisis in the Suez to the floor of the UN, by welcoming the world to come see who we are as we figured out for ourselves with Expos 67 and 86. with Olympic Games in Montreal, in Calgary, in Vancouver. But if we're going to talk sports, maybe we became a nation with the Summit Series in '72, when we all squeezed the stick and we all pulled the trigger. Or was it in '65, when we chose our beloved maple leaf flag? Maybe it didn't really happen, us becoming a nation, until we brought home the Constitution and defined ourselves through the Charter of Rights and Freedoms a mere 35 years ago. So really, I guess 150 years is as good a date as any, because it lets us celebrate all of that and so much more today. En 1867, on a vu la Confédération canadienne devenir une réalité grâce au compromis et à la vision, entre autres, de John A. Macdonald
and George Etienne Cartier.
Ce fut un partenariat entre
It was a partnership between 4 provinces that became something much bigger, a country, an extraordinary, prosperous and generous country, a land where anything is possible.
Canada has been blessed with leaders of all stripes who recognized how special this place is. Leaders who believed in the Canadian dream, who built railways and highways and seaways to connect us to each other and to the world. These projects became the backbone of Canada, infrastructure worthy of a great nation. But the story of Canada cannot be confined to grand acts of nation building. The story of Canada is really the story of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. The valor of Francis Pegamogabo, the courage of Viola Desmond, the leadership of Thérèse Casgrain, the tenacity of Terry Fox. It's in these people that the true story of Canada is told. Their triumphs are unique, but the values that underpin them are Canadian values. William Lyon Mackenzie King a dit que la citoyenneté était en fait une forme de service public. Il avait raison. Avoir la citoyenneté canadienne, ça veut aussi dire servir le Canada. Ça veut dire croire en quelque chose de
In something
plus grand que
bigger
chacun d'entre
than
nous.
each of us,
Parce que nous
because
avons de quoi être reconnaissants
we have many reasons
envers
to
ce
be
pays qui
grateful
nous a
to this
tant
country
donné.
that has given us so
Des
much.
millions de gens venus de partout dans le
Millions
monde
of people
ont
from
choisi
all over the
de
world
vivre au Canada.
chose to live in Canada.
D'autres ont eu la
Others
chance d'être nés
were lucky
ici.
enough to be born here.
Mais nos histoires
But our
se
stories look
C'est
alike.
ici que nous avons rencontré
It is
nos amis
here
d'enfance.
that we met our
Ici
childhood
que nous sommes
friends.
tombés amoureux
It is here
pour la
that we
première
fell in
fois.
love for the
Ici
first
que nous
time. It
avons
is
élevé
here
nos
that we
enfants.
raised our
Mes
children.
amis,
My friends,
on se rejoint par le plus
we
beau
come
cadeau qu'on ait
together
jamais reçu,
thanks to the
la
most beautiful gift we ever
citoyenneté
received,
canadienne.
Canadian citizenship.
Louis Saint Laurent referred to Canada as a place where people joined their talents without merging their identities. And it's true. Canada is a country made strong not in spite of our differences, but because of them. We don't aspire to be a melting pot. Indeed, we know true strength and resilience flows through Canadian diversity. Ours is a land of original peoples and of newcomers. And our greatest pride is that you can come here from anywhere in the world, build a good life, and be part of our community. We don't care where you're from or what religion you practice or whom you love. You are all welcome in Canada. Mais n'oublions pas
But let's not forget
que si aujourd'hui
that if today Canada is a truly multicultural place open to the world, it's not by chance. 150 years ago, the very existence of our country depended on our ability to accept that the citizens of one country could speak different languages, that they could be from different cultures. It depended on the peaceful coexistence, the active coexistence of different people. Over time, the bilingual character of our country became a central and defining part of our identity and an official policy. From one end of the country to the other, French and English are spoken, in addition to hundreds of other languages.
And so, diversity has always been at the very core of Canada over the centuries. It's the foundation upon which our country was built. We may be of every color and creed from every corner of the world. We may live in British Columbia, Yukon, the Northwest Territories, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Nunavut, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, or Newfoundland and Labrador. But we embrace that diversity while knowing in our hearts that we are all Canadians and that we share a common pride in that red and white flag. Mais lorsqu'on revient sur notre histoire, on constate que notre passé est loin d'être parfait. Si beaucoup d'entre nous célèbrent le 150e du Canada,
while many of us celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary, not everyone does. Over the centuries, Aboriginal peoples were victims of oppression, starting from the contact with the first explorers who congratulated themselves on discovering a new world. And as a society, we must recognize the errors of the past, accept our responsibilities, and ensure that each Canadian has a promising future. We have a lot of work ahead of us to reconcile with the First Nations, the Métis Nation, the Inuit. We have undertaken that process together. As a country, we have committed to making a nation-to-nation and government relationship, Inuit to the Crown relationship, to make that the highest priority.
We can achieve reconciliation, but in order to get there, we must educate ourselves and dedicate our efforts to progress and work very, very hard to see it through over the coming years and decades. It is a choice we make, not because of what we did or what we were, but because of who we are. Let us be known the world over for our integrity, for our compassion, and for our never-ending desire to be better so we can do better. That's the Canadian way. Whether it was building a railway through the Rockies or a quantum computer, Canadians know that better is always possible. La réussite du Canada.
Canada's success is not the result of chance and will not continue without effort. Our work now consists in making sure that each Canadian has a real and equal opportunity to succeed. We must create an environment in which the middle class and those who work hard to join it can build a better life.
And we have to work together to combat climate change, one of the greatest crises facing our planet. It's up to us to leave our kids and grandkids with a better future through a present in which protecting our environment is an obligation, not an option. And we can do it. I know we can. My friends, many of you have come here from great distances. So take a second, look around, and really take in this moment. You are all a part of history. "150 years? Nah, look at us. Canada is being born today. And thanks to all of you, it will be again tomorrow. You know, when we set out in the world, many of us do so with a maple leaf sewn onto our backpacks. But all of us have that maple leaf engraved onto our souls. It's a subtle, quiet pride in knowing that we are blessed to be citizens of the best country on earth. So be proud of our accomplishments. Be proud of our country, for this is Canada and this is home.